Good afternoon, teacher. Our group is confirmed by Joel Arevalo, Michael Caiza, Ariel Guato, Jorge Maya, and Carlos Moret. We are talking about the Unit 14, the Hotels and Catering Book 2. And the topic is food storage. The main point. Food storage allows food to be consumed for some relatively long time after harvest rather than immediately. It is a traditional household skill and in the form of food logistics, a major industrial and commercial activity. Food preservation, food storage, and transportation, including timely delivery to customers, are important to food security, especially for most people around the world who depend on others to produce their food. Food is stored by almost all human societies and by many animals. Food storage has several main purposes. Storage of food products of animal and vegetable origin, harvested and processed for distribution to consumers. The main idea of this unit is about the correct storage of food. The purpose of this is to not damage the products if we store in it incorrectly. Friend, what do you think are the different places to store food in a kitchen?
Hello, my name is Carlos. Yes, I think there are only three places, like the pantry, and as for storage in the refrigerator is a concerner. There is the refrigeration area and the freezer area.
Good afternoon, teacher. My name is Ariel. According to Thomson, he says food quality means eliminating defects and monitoring deterioration.
What are some safety rules about food storage?
Keep high rise foods at 5 danger Celsius or below or about 60 degrees Celsius to avoid the temperature danger zone. Store run for order cooked food and store food in appropriate covered containers.
Hello teacher, my name is Michael Kais. I'm continuing with exposition. It's also the substance to make up food are alternatives somewhat quickly. The usual freezing temperature is about 18 degrees Celsius, enough to stop global microbial growing. Some recommendation about that is avoid refrigeration through foods, checking expiration dates, careful with high risk foods. The reading. The reading is mentioned about proper storage is important for food prevention. The main idea of the prevention is to prevent orderly damage caused by microbes. It is effect on food. For this is necessary to apply and acquire treatments. The food suggested to this treatment are called canned foods. Refrigeration. Food should be already cooked and ready to eat for fruits and vegetables, beef and pork products. And some difference to the refrigeration is ready to eat food, such as dairy products, yogurt, and creams. Other is ready to eat foods, such as cream, cakes, butter, cooked meat, and other packets of foods. Raw meat or poorly fish, always to cover and keep in the constraints. Frozen. The frozen is great way to wasted food. You can save money by buy food in bulk and freezing of proportions for late compositions. Similar cooking large quantities of plain and freezing what is the leftover. It's a good expression to save time and money.
Putting away the groceries may seem like a kitchen no-brainer, but there's actually some science to it. Following these simple refrigeration rules will help keep everything fresher, tastier, and safer. The first thing to know about what to put in your fridge is what not to put in it. Refrigeration can damage the texture or flavor of many fruits and vegetables. For example, bananas will turn black, tomatoes will lose flavor, and sweet potatoes will harden. If you like some of your produce chilled, refrigerate them only when you're about to eat them. Some fruits like peaches and avocados will ripen faster outside of the fridge. Once they reach their prime, you can store them for up to 3 days in the fridge without sacrificing any quality. There are some fruits and vegetables that produce a gas called ethylene as they ripen, and other fruits and veggies are sensitive to it, causing them to spoil faster. Apples, pears, and plums produce ethylene, so keep them separate from broccoli, green beans, and lettuces. Most fridges have bins where you can control the humidity. Unless you want limp lettuce, a good rule of thumb is if it gets misted at the market, keep it in the humidity bin. Mushrooms don't like humidity, so keep them out of the bin and store them in a paper bag. Rules for the rest of the fridge are pretty easy. Keep the fridge below 40 degrees. Since the back is cooler than the front, put dairy there. Place poultry and other meats on a baking tray on the very bottom. If you have seafood, just put it on top. This will prevent dripping and possible cross-contamination. Eggs should be kept in their original carton and not in the door. However, less perishable items like condiments, jams, and sodas should be stored in the door. You can also keep butter you are currently using here, but the rest of it should be stored in a cooler part of the fridge to last longer. Use a leftover case from a 6-pack of beer to help organize sauces and turn it into a tote for your next barbecue. And there you have it, the proper way to refrigerate.
And the pantry. I use it to store the dry products such as bread, pasta, and canned goods. Keep the pantry clean at about attracting insects. And remember to use fear in, first out the system. That means that you always use the oldest food first. That way, you use our food before the expiration date. According to Sig and Toe, he mentioned that the oils that benefit the murals to have a better conservation.
The back wall of my pantry is actually my favorite section because I was really able to pull out the different offerings from Organized Living's Freedom Rail line and repurpose them into ways that maybe aren't totally expected. For example, all these slanted shelves here are actually shoe shelves, but I've put them to use for all of my canned goods, allowing me to be able to pull things out and have the rest roll forward. It's very easy for me to find what it is that I'm looking for at any given time. My top shoe shelf I use for bread. Now I don't know about you, but bread seems to go missing in my pantry very frequently. So here I've been able to lay them all out flat, no smushed bread and no lost packages. It's been really easy for me to keep track for my grocery buying purposes. How much bread do I have left? Are there bagels for the morning? I can just take a quick look and I know exactly what I have at any given time.
Good afternoon, teacher. My name is Jorge. Continue with our unit, we will talk about the most common terms using food stores. The steps are spoilage. When spoilage occurs, something usually food decays or harmed, so that it is no longer fit to be used. Fridge. The fridge is a hermetically sealed cabin, which in most cases are part for the cooling of food by compression, where temperature is between 2 and 6 Celsius grade. and freezer located up or down, where the temperature is 18 Celsius grades. A pantry. Uses the pantry to store the goods such as bread, pasta, and canned goods. Keep the pantry clean and ready to avoid attracting insects, and remember to use the first of system. Uh, Walking freezer. Store different frozen goods separately. Stock clean ice bags for drinks served on ice, label and dates all foods. Seafood may be given to any edible invertebrate marine animal. That is all kinds of mollusks and crustaceans such as shrimp, clams, lobster, prawns, squid, acamayas, abal, and oysters, among others. Expiration date implies that once the date framed on the production has passed, in could cause damage to our health. If its expired date has been breached, therefore this product should not be ingested. Preservation of the food is the seed of producers and ensures the prepared and packaged food products in order to store and consume them long after. Set the temperature. The effect of the temperature of food and the development of pentagonal bacteria varies according to the grades applied at more than 65 Celsius grades. They are deployed between 5 and 10 centigrade grade and 65 Celsius grade. Multiplication is avoided and from 8 to late 18 Celsius grade pentagonal remain dormant, are eliminated. Pork. The pork is a heating food, crunched, cooked, and preserved. Curing prolongs the shelf life of pork production. Can smoked pork, gammon, bacon, and sausages are example of preserved pork. Charcuterie is the branch of the kitchen dedicated to prepare meat products. Many pork is a popular meat in the Western world and is also very common in a Chinese cuisine.
Vocabulary. I will explain some of the words below. Spoilage. Each of these words represents the meaning of what is food storage. To avoid spoilage, we must locate the optimal place so that food can be stored well. Pantry. It is common to have a pantry at home where you can place archives of food that aren't kept at room temperature. Expiration date. Another important aspect that we must take on the common account of foods is expiration date. It is an important factor to be able to store food and not have problems with experienced food when preparing food. This has been your exposition. Thanks for your attention.